Okay, I think we are live, Regina.
Okay, great, Denise.
Hey, how are you doing?
It's been a week with a lot going on, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been like that at Celonis, right?
That's true. I mean, looking back to almost 5 years now, at least for me. I don't know, when did you join Celonis?
Almost 5.5 years ago now.
Okay. I know that we are working together for 3 years now, so.
I have a few questions, and the first question I wanted to ask you is, what was your motivation to work as an account executive in tech sales?
Honestly speaking, it was never really my plan to become a salesperson. I mean, I studied mechanical engineering and business administration, and I started my work life in a consultancy. So I don't have a sales background at all. And I bumped in Celonis barbecue by accident because I know our founders and also some of the employees that have been working for Celonis for quite a while from a student consultancy that I was joining during my times at university. This is where the idea for my sales career at Celonis was born. And it particularly attracted my interest to kind of bring a completely new technology to the market and see how we can help to solve critical business problems with our customers. So for me, 5 years ago, the interesting challenge was that no one really was aware of process mining, obviously also not of Celonis. So it was really required to think completely out of the box, be very creative in the definition of use cases, understand how we can address market topics and how we can translate this into a custom value proposition for our customers. Today, the process mining market is obviously much more mature, but what still motivates me day by day is the variety of use cases and customer challenges that we are able to address with what we are offering. It really never gets boring or repetitive, and I always have the impression that I can really make an impact. How about you, Regina? What do you enjoy most about your team lead role, and what do you perceive as the best thing about being a woman in tech industry?
It's funny that you say that it never gets boring, because for me and my team, one of the main reasons why it never gets boring is working with account executives like you, because you constantly challenge status quo for us at Celonis, but also for our customers. And that's actually what makes it very exciting for my team and myself. So thank you for that, Denise.
Welcome.
Now, what I love most about my team lead role is actually seeing people grow. And it just makes me very proud to see my team getting better every day, more experienced every day. And even to a point where I get redundant, and that tells me that I did a good job. And the best thing about being a woman in the tech industry, I love that I'm able to trust my intuitions when I make decisions. I would be interested to learn what surprised you about the job or about tech sales.
Let's say there exist some preconceptions about sales that I thought were true when I wasn't a salesperson, but now doing this job for 5 years, I can clearly deny. And even further, I'd say that my experience showed me that this job is much more diverse, impactful, and challenging that you would expect. And the first misconception I realized is that a lot of people think that sales means telling the same story again and again, day in and day out. That's not true, obviously, because every customer requires a very unique approach, has very unique challenges, unique targets, and also strategic requirements. Therefore, we are always required to think out of the box, to be very creative, and we really need to create a tailored value proposition together with your customer over time. So I'd say it's an interactive and iterative process that is super flexible and not boring at all. The second misconception is, as a salesperson, you're only responsible for drinking coffee with your clients and bringing pen to paper. I would enjoy it if that would be the case from time to time. But actually, I believe, and also this has been shown in my experiences, that tech sales is one of the most challenging and diverse jobs you can do. And that goes far beyond networking. I mean, obviously, it is important that you can connect to people fast and that you are also good at networking. but you also do not need to create a clear and impactful vision that addresses top management and strategic priorities. But additionally, it's also very essential to combine your messaging with a profound business case, for example, and convert all of that into a tailored offering that fully matches what the customer needs at this point in time. It is not like just taking the standard, going to the customer, drinking a coffee, and then agreeing on the contract. There's much more happening in between, and you need to combine creativity, but also quantitative skills to be successful here. And the third misconception is that people think sales is an individual contributor role. And the two of us are sitting here showing that this is not true, because we are collaborating day by day. And I think it's super essential and super powerful that we have such a strong team and strong collaboration.
And what would you say is the secret of being successful in tech sales?
It's not behaving like a seller. Because what I realize is many people tend to behave really weird when they need to sell something. So it seems that they are like playing a role, and that always feels a bit artificial. For me, number one success factor is really being yourself, staying natural, authentic, unbiased. Tell your customer the truth, because this is what they will appreciate. For me, it's all about talking about the elephant in the room whenever there is one, because if you try to hide topics, that's not going to have a good ending. The worst thing you can do is to hide critical or unpleasant topics until they explode by themselves. So my advice is just say what you think, be as authentic as possible in every situation you're having together with your customers. I would also be interested in hearing about your success secrets, Regina.
It's not that much a secret, but I truly believe that it's absolutely crucial to work for or with a solution or technology you get really excited about. Then your job turns from being a salesman or saleswoman to actually a trusted advisor or even an advocate for the technology. I know you have an absolute growth mindset, and I get to experience that every day working with you. What challenge do you see yourself grow into next?
There are multiple ideas I have in mind. One of them is building a lighthouse customer in the logistics industry. Why logistics? Because this is the segment I'm responsible for. And what does lighthouse customer mean? For me, this means that we are really strongly tied to a customer's strategic roadmap, and that we are no longer talking about individual project streams or individual use cases, but have a company-wide adoption. And this is for me the next level I would like to achieve with one of my customers at least. This for me also shows the impact, the power of Celonis for our customers. So this is actually an achievement I'm striving for. And on top of that, I love building best practices and establish scaling structures in our team setup. So therefore, I would consider to move into a team lead and coaching role as a next step, potentially. Is there any advice you can give for women who think about joining tech sales?
I used to be a runner, and before a race, my coach once said, the moment you're actually thinking about overtaking or passing someone, in that moment, you should have already done it. So my advice to all the ladies out there, if you're thinking about joining tech sales, you should have already applied.
Thank you so much, Regina, for your insights.
Thank you, Denise.